Hello! Welcome along. Nervous? Should be. Butterflies? Come on, it's a historic day. The most historic day in our 133-year history. Wycombe Wanderers are in the Championship. Whoa, wait. I'm not sure if the people in the back heard me. Let me say that one more time. To quote the big man, Wycombe is in the Championship. And I mean, don't you know it? Look at this, we've hit the big time already. For a new season in a brand new league, we've got a new studio, new lights, new cameras, and now a brand new show. This is Chairboys Live Matchday. The plan is to be with you as many home games as we can to bring you the Adams Park experience. Wherever you are in the world, make sure you're here. We've got, about 45 minutes now before the first home game of the season, the first championship game in the history of the club. And remember, if you want to get involved, if you want to watch, you will need to buy your iFollow pass now over on the club's website. So while you do that, we'll keep you busy. Loads on the way, stick around. It's a packed show. Here's what's coming up. This is a football show after all, so let's get straight to the action and see what happened when the season kicked off proper, when the Chairboys played the first ever competitive game at Brentford's new stadium in the Carabao Cup.
Sent in by Jensen and Pinnock got free! Brilliantly worked by Brentford. Their housewarming party is off to the perfect start. A set piece pays dividends.
And make no mistake, that is a brilliant header from Ethan Pinnock.
Dominic Gape stepping in with that challenge on Zambarek, and it's a straight red. And Wycombe Wanderers are reduced to 10 men right at the start of the second half.
Just lunges in there, you can see clearly catches Zambarek. Painful one, dangerous challenge.
Sergi Canos. Shoney inside and takes up that opportunity. And it was almost perfect from Sergi Canos.
Burst of acceleration inside. Just clips that towards that far post. Just doesn't quite curl enough, but it's a brilliant effort.
Brentford about to make a change of their own. Marcus Forbes will be coming on shortly, but this is Kashket, and now it's Horgan, and Wycombe Wanderers may just have rescued it.
Ethan Pinnock, he may have been the hero in the first half. We will not want to see this again. This is awful, really.
It's loose from Canos. There's Horgan. This could be trouble for Brentford. Onyedimna on the scene now. Onyedimna! Brilliant save from Daniels to keep Brentford in the Carabao Cup.
That's a decent effort. That's a very, very good save from Luke Daniels.
Ivan Toney. No messing about at Wits Allsop. Jacobson. No messing about. 1-1. Zambarek finds the bottom corner beautifully. It's Freeman who blazes the ball over the crossbar. Here comes Jensen. It's over the bar. Morgan slams it home again. Canos. Allsop almost got to it. Kashket. Good save from Daniels. It's Forbes who emphatically finishes the job for Brentford.
On a huge shout out to the worldwide Wycombe phenomenon. Wherever you're watching this, get in touch, leave us a comment on the YouTube. Leave us a comment on our YouTube video. That's what they say, isn't it? And a massive hello to everyone watching, no matter where you are, including my family over in Australia. Now, that was the season proper. We've got a huge guest, the very first guest to start off Chairboys Live Matchday. What a booking we've managed to get. Our media man, Matt Cecil.
All the way from the office downstairs.
It was tough for you. It was a nice walk. Now listen, you've got a huge job to announce the first 11 for our very first game in the Championship. Run us through it.
Yeah, hot off the press. Team sheets were swapped between the coaches at 11:30. Obviously an early kick-off today. You'll see them on social in full. Daryl Horgan comes straight into the side. Fantastic cameo from him off the bench against Brentford last week. He scored the goal, he scored his penalty. Really electric player. A couple of obviously absentees. Bayo Akinfenwa still undergoing rehab on the knee injury. He had an operation in the summer. He's working his way back to fitness. Curtis Thompson is also missing from the squad, as is Uche Piezu. A couple of niggles in training, nothing serious, the manager says, but not able to make it into the squad today. So Ryan Alsop in goal, a very familiar back five. Jack Grimmer and Joe Jacobson, the fullbacks. Anthony Stewart and Darius Charles in the middle. So that's Ryan Tafazoli starting on the bench, having signed in the summer. Probably a midfield three. We're looking at Patterson, Bloomfield and Horgan, but potentially, he's interchangeable with a front three of Wheeler, Kashkit and Onyedinma. So if you remember the game at Rotherham last year, I think we're going to see some highlights of it soon. The counter-attack, breaking them down, getting the ball high up the pitch, worked for us a treat there with the inverted trapezium formation. And I think it will be similar today. Kashkit scored in that game, he's playing today. Wheeler, Onyedinma and Horgan have got the pace, the hold-up play to really terrify Rotherham, I think. And that's what we're looking at today. So the subs I can run you through. David Stockdale is the keeper, Ryan Tafazoli, Giles Phillips, Nick Freeman, Alex Samuel, Jason McCarthy and Josh Parker. So plenty of options on the bench as well to change things up. And for Rotherham as well, a couple of standout names for them. Jamal Blackman in goal, former Wanderers loanee, joined Rotherham this summer. So he was actually here in February with Bristol Rovers. I think you'll remember we won 3-1 that day.
Say it louder, 3-1.
3-1. All the way back in February, 3 home games ago. Kieran Sadley, a really tricky winger. I think he scored for Doncaster against us last season. He joined Rotherham in the summer. Quite a big team. Michael Ihekwe, Matt Crooks, Clark Robertson, Freddie Ladapo up front, a real threat. He was at Plymouth previously. A big Rotherham side against a pacey Wycombe side. It's going to be a fascinating battle here on day one.
The first thing that immediately stands out to me there, as a fan, I've not really seen Wycombe play without either Samuel or Bayo up front in quite a long time. None of those are in the starting 11 at the moment. How do you see a side that doesn't include them in the attack looking, with Onyedinma, with Horgan, with Kashkit up front? I'm putting a lot of pressure on you. How do you think we'll do? Are we going to press high? Are we going to press low? What do you think?
I can confirm I have no tactical insights whatsoever because I've stayed away from the training ground this week. So this is all speculation. But look, David Wheeler has played in a central role before. He's probably the best aerial threat we've got, winning free kicks, breaking up the play. And as you mentioned, Kashkit, Onyedinma and Horgan have got the pace. And I think we saw the second half of Brentford, once we went down to 10 men, they caused carnage, really. And being difficult to pick up, not sticking to one position, floating out wide, coming in field, it's going to be a pain for Rotherham to keep track of. So you're right, it's a slightly unfamiliar front six for Wycombe. Big day for Alex Patterson, who was kind of in and out of the side, I think, last season. Starting role for him today. Matt Bloomfield, how wonderful it is for him as captain. He will lead Wycombe Wanderers out for the first Championship game. And then, the third midfielder, I think will be interchangeable. Wheeler, Kashkit, Horgan, Onyedinma can probably all play that advanced midfielder role. So expect changes throughout the game. There were games last year, I think Rochdale away, we changed formation after 2 minutes, seeing how the opposition had lined up. That's what we're going to see again today. So I'm fascinated. It's an intriguing match-up. Maybe not the one everyone expected. They thought we'd maybe get one of the big Championship names. Rotherham came up with us last year from League One. This will be a really good test of where the two teams are at. And can't wait for kick-off now.
Well, not long away. What are we looking? 25 minutes away. 35 minutes away. 20 minutes left of the show. So let's crack on. Cess admits himself not got much tactical knowledge, so let's get some tactical knowledge from the man that actually knows and have a look at Gareth Ainsworth's first press conference as a Championship manager.
The growth now is just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. There's some teams in our league that, they'll be in the high tens of millions of pounds, 80, 60, 70 million pounds, and it's just stratospheric, differences between where we are. And so we're going to have to rely on the momentum we've got, the spirit we have, all these key elements that you can't really put a price on. You know, you can put a price on a physical specimen, on a fantastic goal scorer, but you can't put a price on this team togetherness. You know, it's a really, really important thing here at Wycombe, and if we have to be a little bit different, we will be a little bit different to make this work. I mean, you know, I've been talking all week to people about how different we are, and I don't look like the standard manager, and I don't want my team to look like the standard team. But we are going to be this team that people remember and go, you know what, they were different, but wow, they were hard to play against. Wow, they survived in the Championship. Wow, they made this noise, and that's my aim this season, and enjoy it, because that's what life's about. I love coming in every day, honestly, getting the music on in the gym, watching these boys come in and going, and excited to play in this Championship, and going, Gaffer, I want to play in this first game. I want to play in these big shiny stadiums. You know, they're only shells. You know, it's the heart that counts, and we can match any team. We really can, and we're looking forward to going to all these places. But I get a buzz off that, and I would get a buzz off multi-million-pound players coming in and doing the same for them as well. So, yeah, it's a real tricky question for me to answer. You've got players like Akin Fenwa, Matt Bloomfield, Joe Jacobson. I'll bring a new signing in. They'll stop what they're doing, literally stop what they're doing, come over, shake their hands, because we've all been in that place. We've all been on that first day where you walk in somewhere. Now here, if somebody walks in and we don't know, I tell the players, go over, say hello, talk to them, converse them. You make them feel so comfortable. And it's only good for the group, you know. So Daryl Hogan, we do a lot of character checks as well. So Daryl's a good guy. Ryan Tafazoli, a real good, quiet thinker in the group. Stockdale is Stockdale. We know he fits the culture like you wouldn't believe. And the others, you know, Uchi Ikpeazu, and we'll see how we go. But I'm really looking forward to the first game kicking off. I've watched them this week. If any side's quite similar to us in the league, it will be them. Real big, strong, organised. Bullwarn's got them working really, really hard. I like them on transitions. I like them. I like the way they want to do things, and I think they're very good at organised. And it's going to be a really, really tough game. I don't think people realise that Rotherham Wycombe. All right, it's not the build fancy fixture in League One, but I tell you what, I think this will be a good game. I think it'll be a real good game, and I'm looking forward to seeing Paul again, congratulating him. And if I'm honest, Rotherham have done a brilliant job. Rotherham and Wycombe, you know, the two names in that Championship that probably, you know, you look back in historically and go, what are they doing there? You know, and so fair play to Rotherham. It's their, you know, I don't know how many times they've been in there, but the chairman's very good, and the club are very good. Fair play to them. We know. We'd love to repeat what they did a few years ago and be in the Championship for a couple of years, and there's no reason why both of us can't do that. I said to the boys, nobody will ever take that night away from them at Wembley. No one can ever take it. It's recorded in the history books. It's pictures everywhere with video footage, and save it all and look back on it and say that's what I did. But you know, we're in the Championship now. We cannot rest on any laurels. Sorry to use that cliche, but we cannot. We've got to make sure that we are now firing in the Championship. I said to the boys while we're in League One, everyone's looked at the Championship, everyone's watched a game in the Championship, and every one of you have said, do you know what, I could do that. I'm not a million miles away from that. Prove it. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to take this and go, right, here we go. It will be a fantastic season for us, no matter what. At the end of the game on Saturday, we're going to be in the highest position Wycombe Wanderers have ever been in. Win, lose or draw. What a great message that is. But you know what? I'm not finished yet. I want to keep building with this club and keep going. And team news, you're not getting anything right.
In air last night, the guy won £1 million, asking some pretty tough questions. I thought I'd give you a very, very easy question to answer just to get this first show off underway. So here's the question. It's going to come nice and loud, the answer from behind the camera. Who's the best midfielder in the Football League?
It's you, no.
There you go. Welcome, the first proper guest. No offence, Matt Cecil, into the show. Our star midfielder, Dom Gape. How you doing, pal?
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
How are you feeling right now? It's such a huge moment in the history of the club, in the history of 133 years. How does it feel to be here, to be part of the squad that's making this happen?
I'm excited. Like there's a sense of excitement around the place. Slightly different role for me today, but I'm still really excited, and I just can't wait to see the boys go out there in the blue and blue, and yeah, really exciting time, and same as everyone, yeah, just ready to go.
I've been watching the All or Nothing, the Spurs documentary, and what I've taken away from that is that footballers' lives are pretty regimented. You do this, you do this, you do this. What happened through 6 months when we were in lockdown, then suddenly you're back, then you have summer? How did you manage to deal with that little break after we won the playoffs?
So I think lockdown for a lot of people was time to spend with their loved ones and, you know, really enjoy some things in life that they don't get to. Lockdown for me was, oh my God, I could have the 3 biggest games of my career round the corner. So I was pretty wired in terms of trying to give myself the best opportunity to be ready for that. So it probably wasn't the best fun to be around for my fiance, but yeah, was just solely tunnel vision on when are we going to be back, and when I'm back, like, I need to perform and be at a high level. And I think that was something that was similar with a lot of the boys, and I think that left us in good stead going into them playoffs. Like, we really wanted it.
There's been a lot said about Wycombe over the last week. We've had so much press all around the world. And what really stands out is the amazing team spirit that you've got in the changing room. Obviously, you've got new boys that have come in over the summer. We saw Horgan against Brentford absolutely smash it. What's it like for you in the changing room when new boys come in? How have you found the new signings?
Like, those words are always thrown around successful teams, but I don't think until you've been in our dressing room that you understand that we boys, as they come in, if you hear their interviews, they all say the same things, and it's a big role for us boys, having been there and being part of the furniture, to make sure that these boys can come in and feel 100% comfortable, 100% confident to be who they are, and then therefore that allows them to come in, settle, be happy, and hit the ground running. And as we saw,
who's going to bring what to the side?
You've done a brilliant job at selecting good characters and people that are going to raise the standard, and it's down to us now to come up behind them.
Football question, so bear with me. We come into a championship where we don't have the budget that quite, loads of people have that are out there. We're not at the Brentford level. People are saying stuff about what we're going to do this season. How do you prepare for that as a player, to go into a season knowing that it might be a bit tough here and there?
I think it's just part of being a Wycombe player. I think when I joined, I think we were 23rd, Cess maybe 23rd in League Two, and written off straight away. And every year it just becomes to be normal. So, like, to be honest with you, I don't take no notice whatsoever. I know the strength within, and I know what can be achieved through team spirit, through experiencing that. And being written off is quite a satisfaction when you prove people wrong.
It was studio with us on our very first show to not ask you about the moment you wrote yourself into Wycombe history as a club legend, scoring the goal against Chesterfield. I know it was some years ago now, but just talk us through what you can remember. I'm sure you've got a perfect answer set up through years of answering this question.
I still do watch the video sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps.
Nice.
At the training ground on the Reformer, behind is a big picture of me, Blooms, Ads was here, Paris, JJ, all celebrating. So I get constant reminders every day when I'm in the gym of that moment.
Was it just run up and hit it?
Pretty much. I was just concentrating about trying to get my technique right, and fortunately it flew in the net. And then, those feelings are feelings that cannot be replaced. It's impossible to replace. So, yeah, it's amazing. And then just to see the crowd behind, there's some brilliant videos going around on Twitter with your Titanic music on in the background, and Twitter's a great place for a few cheap laughs. But yeah, that was pretty special, and it was just the circumstances with us not really expecting to go up that day. It was almost like a fairy tale.
Yeah, well, it set us on the road for us being here right now. And also, look how sharp Gape looks as well. Not just the best footballer in the Football League, the best dressed as well. Now, we've got Rotherham today. You can still go and get your passes for the match, your iFollow passes over on the club website. The last time we took on Rotherham, do you remember it, Gape?
Yep.
Yeah? What was the score?
1-0.
1-0 away last October. Let's see how it happened. please, boys, I think, on that one. Now, we've gone from the best midfielder in the Football League. I'll be honest, I don't have any experience of any other CFOs, but I'm going to say the best CFO in the Football League. It's Pete Courier. Come on, Pete, how you doing?
I'll take it.
Yeah, you'll take it.
I'll take it.
You'll get whatever you can. And now, so, you've had a very strange summer, I would imagine, because we were talking to Gape earlier on. We had 6 months off for you to kind of slightly plan for this strange new season. Then we win, you're here, your family's over there. How's your summer been?
Hectic. It's been tough. There was a lot of work to do between March and now, between March and the playoffs, and then especially between the playoffs and now. Obviously, with the coronavirus situation, I'm pretty much stuck here. I've seen my wife and kids 1 week since March, so it hasn't been easy. But there was definitely July 13th was one of the brightest moments, not just of this year, but in my life.
I would, again, be remiss to ask you, because you were there at the time, the July 13th celebrations. Tell us what you can at 10 past 12 on a Saturday with a lot of family people watching. What did you do? How did you celebrate with the boys?
Well, there was quite the extended celebration in the changing room and on the pitch. In fact, I think we came perilously close to getting fined for staying on the pitch so long. Little bit of a celebration in the changing room, and then we got on the coaches, headed back to the training ground. Everybody unloaded the gear, as we always do, and then we headed to the ship in Marlow and had a really good time.
What time did you get home? 3 days later.
6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I did notice you didn't turn up for a lot of the media requests the next day, and a lot of the videos featured you, Pete.
No. Accident. I might have made a slight error in judgment and went down to the Falcon around 11:30 and met some of the lads for breakfast and beers.
Well done. Right, let's get on to more footballing matters then. Ahead of our first ever game as a Championship side, you said you'd had a busy summer. How do you plan for that? Suddenly you've got a month to plan that we're a Championship team, that Gaz has such a specific way that he wants to play, such specific characters that he wants through the door. How do you plan to get in those men that are going to fit everything that he needs?
Well, we started the work in January. We knew that if we went up, we would have to change the lights, which involved some planning. We had to bid it out, so we had to begin some of the processes really early. Gareth and I and Rob and Andrew spent a tremendous amount of time during the early part of the lockdown doing scenario planning for League One Championship and sort of devising a strategy of what we would do. We took care of some business during the lockdown, signed a few of our guys to extensions, had a game plan for the short off season, depending on which league we were in, and it was fun to, on July 15th, start pulling that trigger and really doing the work that has led to some fantastic signings by Gareth and Dabo and getting us ready for the championship.
It must be tough to be someone who's controlling things behind the scenes like you. Last season, when it was a steamroller, very quickly, game by game, everything was running away from us. When did you first realise that, hang on, you've come in, you've bought the club, and now they're going to do so much better than you had anticipated? Do you remember the moment last season when you realised, hang on, we found something here?
Yeah, obviously the early part of the season gave everybody a lot of confidence, but then when I think we hit October, November, we had a really tough stretch of matches, and we just kept winning. And so somewhere in October, it was one of those home matches, and we just kept singing top of the league. I can't pinpoint the exact moment, but it was one of them in there. And it was probably just all of them adding together that by the end of October, beginning of November, I really felt like we were going to do it.
Now, do me a favour, when you're watching the game on iFollow, you can go and get your passes right now, by the way.
Yes.
One of the things you will be able to hear is Pete Courier yelling out. What things can we expect to hear from you? Just my last question. What's going to be belted out around Adams Park today?
Well, I'm honestly hoping we take a 2-0 lead so I can sing top of the league.
Right, there you go. If that's not a reason to go to iFollow, then nothing is. Now, listen, one of the things Pete has been really busy with behind the scenes is getting us these new lovely shirts. And Sky Sports came down the other day to take some pictures of our photo shoot day in the new club colours. Let's have a look at how they got on. almost time for us to go. Thank you so much for watching the very first episode of Chairboys Live Match Day. As I say, we're going to try and bring you these before as many home games as we can. Thank you as well to Stefan Farrell, who says, would love a bit of that cash get magic today. Tricky feet for the little man. Also, hello to Robin Gardner, who echoes, I think, what we all want to say. Let's start the season with a bang and show what we are. Now, Rotherham, I think it's a brilliant game for us to start off at. A team that might be around where we are at the end of the season. Really good to set a marker. Hello, Robin. Also, hello to Ethan Game 72, who says, yeah, we got this. Yeah, Ethan, we do. And hello to Helen Goddard as well, who says history is being made. Now, before we go, just remember what has happened for us to get here today. Remember the massive shock and surprise and hard work of last season. Remember July the 13th. Remember the celebrations of the playoffs. Remember all that. This is the moment before any ball has been kicked to make the most of it and enjoy the game. If you've not watched it yet, go and get your iFollow pass from the club website if you've not done that yet, and we will see you next week. Enjoy the match. Here's the 3 points. Come on, you Blues!